Oye, mi gente, welcome to the Max Breakdown, where we will be diving into sports news, sports cards, and cultura Dominican style with a twist. Please press like, subscribe, and share. My God, the East explodes. The Lakers panic, and LeBron leaves Los Angeles. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Max Breakdown, where culture meets hoops and the truth gets louder. And today, the NBA didn't just give us news, it gave us a full cinematic universe. We've got Jaylen Brown traded to the Phillies, not the Phillies, the 76ers, to the 76ers, and Paul George heading to Boston. Mitchell Robinson, going to the Celtics. Walker Kessler arriving in LA, and three new Lakers signings. LeBron James is officially leaving the Lakers, and the entire league is flipping upside down. This is a blockbuster episode. Let's cook. First, let's start talking about how our day started. We get the ESPN notifications on our phones that Jaylen Brown is headed to Philly. And that's the blockbuster that shook the East. Boston sends Jaylen Brown to Philly, and I mean, it's just insane. It's just insane. Jaylen Brown was a Finals MVP, a 5-time All-Star, averaged 28.7 points per game. He goes to the Sixers for Paul George. Not a shabby player, but he's an older player with tons of miles on him. So I don't it's I mean basically what helped make this trade happen was the 4 picks that that the 76ers are sending to Boston. But at the end of the day, Boston didn't just trade a star. They traded away their identity. Why Boston did this? Boston was in full-blown shopping of Brown. They tried to trade him for Giannis. They explored every single option. This breaks up what was slow, messy, and inevitable. That's just basically what happens. I guess it just wasn't working no longer at Boston. We got used to so many years of watching Tatum and Brown, and Tatum and Brown was that two-headed monster with a great supporting cast. And they won a chip. I mean, what else? They won a chip, right? But I guess something must have happened in-house where it wasn't working. What I have heard is that Jaylen Brown wanted to be the man. To me, that's just plain dumb, because in the NBA, first of all, the NBA is extremely difficult, and you have to face 29 other teams. So you need another guy that's as good as you or better to win, especially when you guys take up like 60% of the salary cap. So for you to be like, well, I want to be the man, I really hope that that's not the case, because if that's the case, that's pretty damn stupid. It's pretty difficult putting a great team together. And if you have Tatum as your running mate, that's a pretty good damn running mate. So that you felt you weren't getting the ball enough or this and that, then maybe you're the problem. And your ego is the problem. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. Now Jaylen Brown joins a old Joel Embiid a Tyrese Maxey, a VJ Edgecombe, who might win Rookie of the Year. Well, no, Rookie of the Year already passed. It was Cooper Flag, but he was in the running behind Flag and Concanepo. Vegas, they reacted immediately. Title odds go from 16-1 to 22-1. The East odds go from 20-1 to plus 900. Philly is a contender, period. Bottom line, PG, he's 36 years old. He was suspended 25 games last season. He's still elite, but he is not no Jaylen Brown. And Boston is trying to stay afloat. So they got, an aging star. But the vibes are different. That's just basically what it comes down to it. For Paul George, he's basically going to have another shot to try to win a title. I don't believe he's won a title. It has eluded him. So now he's going to go and join up with Tatum. And they're going to have a pretty decent team, especially now that they're going to have the rebounding presence of none other than Mitchell Robinson, who is leaving the New York Knicks. And look, from the beginning of free agency, from the beginning of when the season ended, I have said clear and point blank that moving forward, if the Knicks want to win, I feel like it can't be with Mitchell Robinson. And I know, very controversial what I'm saying, very controversial, because it's like, how could I say that? They just finished winning a chip with him. Well, this is the fact. Teams were hacking him on purpose to get him to the free throw line, right? And they were very successful doing that. Now, if you're successful, then you know what? They're going to keep doing it. And to me, it's like the NBA, it's already super difficult. Do we want to continue to have Mitchell Robinson getting fouled and, having us lose games because of his poor, historically poor free throw shooting? No, like we can't expect, for Jalen Brunson to score 45 points every night or 38 points every night, and we can't expect Landry Shamet to freaking go 11 for 12 on threes, and for OG to have a crazy shooting night. Like we have to understand that every player has to be able to be good. And Mitchell Robinson, his shooting in general just isn't good. Plus he only averages about 14 minutes per game. So to me, his salary just doesn't make any sense, because he would want about $15 million a year, anywhere from $13 to $15 million a year, 16. He's not worth that. He's not worth that. So since he's not worth that, I love him, but he gotta go. I mean, I'm sorry. We, as a Knicks fan, I saw Mitch grow into a man. I think he was like 18, 19 when he became a Knick in 2016, 2017. I will forever miss him. I will root for him. I will root for him only. I'm not going to root for Boston, but I root for him as a man. I root for his success. Just not against us. And, I wish him the best, but the truth is that we are in title mode, and unfortunately he doesn't fit that. Listen, That's my opinion. I know that my opinion is not, a lot of people could argue that it's not their opinion, but this is my opinion. And I feel like we had to move on and get somebody that is going to play the same thing, is going to be a backup, play 10 to 14 minutes, 15 minutes, and could at a minimum shoot 60%, 70% from the free throw line. Please. Like, I don't think that's too much to ask for. And a guy that could at least rebound some, right? So to me, Mitchell, we love you. We wish you the best. Um, he basically, signed with Boston 3 years, $47 million. Good for him. What did he bring? 4.2 offensive rebounds, which was second in the NBA. Rim protection. Now, toughness for sure. Mitch was tough. Obviously now he could say he has championship pedigree. Uh, Boston just didn't get a center. To be honest, they got a dog. They got a dog. So, good player, but we had to move on. We had to move on. And we will stop talking about Mr. Champion Mitchell Robinson. And we're going to pivot to a story that shook the NBA yesterday. And it was none other than LeBron James letting the Lakers know that they could move on from him because he is not planning to resign with them. It definitely sent shockwaves because everybody figured that he would probably leave. But to hear that he informed the Lakers that he was going to move on, it was a wow. It was a wow moment. Now, so what ended up happening after LeBron James informed them that he wasn't signing? Well, the Lakers went into full panic mode. Full panic mode. And after 8 seasons in LA, it's finally finished. So it was a massive earthquake yesterday. So what did the Lakers do? Right? Well, they reached out to Utah and they were like, "Hey, I want to trade for Walker Kessler." And what did they do? They traded their unprotected first in 2031 and in 2033. Listen, I really don't think this team has any more valuable assets besides Luka Doncic after this. They swapped first round in 2028 and 2030 for Kessler, and then they gave him a 4-year, $130 million contract with a player option and a full trade kicker. This is the A-list center Luka Doncic asked for. Get me Kessler. 7'2", 12.2 rebounds. The NBA leading 4.6 offensive rebounds and 2.4 blocks per game. He is only second to Wemby, only second. So they basically listen, you could even argue that they did a lot better. They did a lot better not having LeBron come back. But what made this even more intriguing is that the Lakers weren't done. They signed Sandro Mamukelashvili to a 4-year, $52 million contract. Now, this guy is 38.9% from three. This guy is a sniper, like bam. 6-man, he got votes for 6-man, player of the year. He's a stretch big. And then they were like, you know what? We still got more money. Let's continue. They overpaid, in my opinion. They overpaid for Quentin Grimes. They gave him 4 years, $60 million. for a player that averaged 13.3 points per game. Listen, I could only say that I hope that he is very good defensively, because if you only score that and you're gonna get a 4-year contract, that's crazy. Coming off the bench, you could put him in elite status, but only if he's coming off the bench. They went out, Lakers weren't done. They said, "Hey, Colin Sexton, do you like LA? I could offer you 19 million for 2 years." And Colin Sexton said, "You know what? I like LA. I would like to go to the beach all the time. I have a house in LA anyway." So he took that contract, and in reality, Colin Sexton is even better than Quentin Grimes. And he got less money. Colin Sexton averages 15.4 points per game. He is an instant offense. So basically, what the Lakers did was a full roster overload. And this is LA saying, we're not rebuilding, we are reloading. So basically, LeBron leaving the Lakers is the biggest story in basketball. 8 seasons in LA, a championship, even though I don't think the bubble counts. A cultural shift, a franchise built around him, and now he's gone. Where does he go next? Where does LeBron James go next? Well, I see it like this. If I was LeBron, I would say, I'm already 41, 42 years old. I want to go back home. I want to go back home to Akron. That's what I would say. But knowing LeBron and his history of wanting to team up with nemesis, with rivals, I'll say he's probably going to Golden State. That would be my pick. I will say he's probably going to Golden State. Something did cross my mind, but to me, it will be wishful thinking. And in reality, I don't even think it makes sense. Well, I don't even know if I should say I don't think it makes sense. It's just I don't see it happening. But LeBron to the Knicks, I don't know. This will probably be the only time I say that. LeBron to the Knicks. But in reality, I feel LeBron should go back to Cleveland. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he does. But he loves his teammates, his nemesis at Golden State. He loves Curry. He loves Draymond Green. He loves those guys. So if I was to bet, I would say he's going to Golden State. So what are the pros and the cons and the fits and the legacy implications and the title chances? We're not predicting, we're analyzing. Most likely types of destination. Definitely a contender needing a closer, a team with a superstar that he trusts, a franchise with stability, a market that fits his brand. And will LeBron James' next move reshape the league again? I don't think so. I think he's too old. He's going to Golden State, people. You'll see. In the East, you have Embiid, Brown, and Maxey. Pretty good. In Boston, now you have Tatum, Paul George, and Mitch. And the Knicks, still the champs. Miami, you have Giannis and Bam. And I'm going to say Spadafora, because that guy is so good that he's a factor. So I'm going to say that Spadafora is as good as a player. In Milwaukee, you basically have nothing. When you go to the West, you could still say, you could say now, Lakers get Kessler, Luka, and new depth. Denver still has the Joker. OKC is loaded. Minnesota has Edward, and ascending. Warriors are chasing LeBron and AD, and then you have a couple of Hall of Famers there. But this basically is the league is in chaos, and we all love it. We will see what happens, but definitely the West reloads, and the NBA is just pure madness. Now, my people, until next time. This is the Max Breakdown, where cultura meets sports, where hype meets culture, and where we break down the NBA exactly how it needs to be broken down. Please press like, subscribe, and share. Mi gente, that's the breakdown for today. Walk with faith, move with purpose, and don't let anyone shake your spirit. This is Max, el que te lo dice claro, and I'll see you on the next one.